I'm Craig Kenneth, a relationship coach and a psychotherapist. Every relationship is different and every breakup is different. Work with me and you'll get professional help on your situation. And if you're in no contact, focused on personal growth, my creative healing course is filled with hours of exclusive content. Available now at AskCraig.net. Hi there, I'm Coach Craig Kenneth.
I'm Coach Margaret.
And today we're going to be talking about finding a secure partner. So, good luck.
Right.
See you next time.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
Finding a secure partner is not easy to do, Margaret.
No.
It just seems, I don't know, to me, like so many people struggle with their insecurities that I find that secure people are few and far between, unfortunately.
But not to worry. I've worked out here a list of questions for your prospective partner. Mm-hmm. Now, I've done this in jest.
Yeah.
Okay, but only sort of in jest. Because I made up a pretend form that you could hand a potential partner and say, would you mind filling this out? You can answer these questions either orally or in essay form. Okay? So, there's a little humor here. Mm-hmm. But these are things you do want to know. Mm-hmm. Okay?
It's like a relationship resume.
Yes, like a relationship. I like it.
With references.
Yes.
I want references.
Okay, yes, and details.
I used to do a joke about that in my act. Relationships resumes with references.
Yes, with references. Oh, I like it. Yeah,
so
with
you could check it out.
Right.
It's not easy to find a secure partner. It really isn't. And of course, nobody's going to be perfect, but you want to find somebody ultimately that acts like an adult.
Yes.
And in the beginning, especially, it's very hard to see through maybe them being on their best behavior and your own like feeling addicted to that new person, right?
You get that initial hormonal flow. Yeah.
But Margaret has some good questions here to think about, and you might want to consider these when you're either thinking about going back with your ex or dating somebody new.
Right. But I've read a lot of the literature on avoidant and disorganized attachment, and all the articles end with find a secure partner. So here are the instructions. This is what you need to know. Okay?
All right.
How do you make major life decisions? Okay?
That's a big question that people don't really think about.
No, they don't.
They're like, oh, she's attractive. Not, oh, how does she decide where she wants to work?
That's right.
Or what she wanted to do for a career.
So the follow-up to that is please name one you have made. That's an adult decision. Mm-hmm. And describe it. I made a decision to go, I live on the East Coast and I went to California for college. So I made a decision to do something that was very hard, but in my own interest of growing. Okay?
Yeah.
And of course you can find people out there who can't make decisions. And you have to be aware of that. Okay?
Not making a decision is a decision.
Yes, it is. It's a decision not to do anything. Yeah.
Okay.
I remember puzzling about that for years. Not to decide is to decide? What? Okay. So that was question number one. Question number two. How is your mother?
Oh, this is a big one.
And listen very carefully to how is your mother. Okay? Number one, it's going to tell you a little bit about what this person's growing up was like. What kind of a relationship they have with mom now,
yeah,
et cetera. It's extremely important.
That might be your favorite question.
Oh, yes, I've always said that. When I was in private practice, people would say, well, what do you say to people when they come in? I say, how's your mother? Mm-hmm. And I get all the information I need. All right.
It tells you so much.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course, the follow-up one is tell me about your dad. Mm-hmm. Okay. And that, again, gives you all kinds of information. And you get a sense of whether or not this person grew up in a family where the parents got along, or if they fought, or if they divorced, or what happened. So already you've got a bunch of information.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that you want to do this all at one time, but as it comes up in conversation, these are important.
Okay. What else?
All right. Are your parents looking forward to having grandchildren? And how involved would they like to be? Mm-hmm. Okay?
It's a great question, especially that second part. How involved would they like to be? Well, ideally, they wouldn't want the man around.
Yeah, right.
They'd
right.
like to run this baby's life.
That's exactly right. And there are some grandparents who love their grandchildren, love their parents, and are just a wonderful asset for the kids growing up. But there are, unfortunately, some situations where parents have been separated from parents, and the parents will try to take over the raising of the children. And some of the worst boundary violations I've ever seen have been when grandparents want to interfere in raising the children. Okay? And there's help, and then there's interfere. And, you have to be loyal to your partner around those decisions.
That's a big point.
Yeah.
Because if they're loyal to their parents and not their partner,
That's right.
it's going to mean a lot of aggravation, and they're going to be putting them first over you.
And I'm going to raise that very issue at least once more
Okay.
in this presentation. Okay. Are you close with your extended family? Okay, now there are some people who see their extended family on holidays. There are other people who go to the weekly cookout every week and wouldn't think of missing it. So it's important information.
Yep.
Okay.
You really want to know what they think or how they see their future,
Absolutely.
because it's going to have a big impact.
Yep.
Especially, 2 years in, 3 years in.
That's right. What are holidays like in your family? And where that came from for me was I once had a case, I'm not making this up, I couldn't, that the family had a big fight on Christmas and threw the ham on the floor.
That sounds like Festivus.
Yes, it does. Only worse of us, yeah. So holidays are wonderful in some families and a time of terrible tension. And I remember we talked about the holidays last year, and we will do it again this year. It can also be times of terrible tension.
Yeah.
And not fun at all. And it sounds like a casual question. What are holidays like in your family? Yeah. We all sit under the Christmas tree and growl. Do you have the same political and religious views as your family? And that's going to tell you an absolute volume of information. Okay?
What does that tell you, Margaret?
Well, what it tells me is, if you were brought up whatever and you continue to be whatever, that's great, as long as you've thought about it, chosen it, and made a decision. Okay?
So you're looking to see that they're individuated.
Absolutely.
And that this is their choice.